welcome to Stonewatch. This is my open spoiler discussion from Marvel Studios' She-Hulk Attorney at Law Episode 3. And if you haven't already, please smash the subscribe button and click on that bell so you can notify if your future videos. Be sure to give this video a thumbs up. And yes, we are in week 3 of She-Hulk over on Disney Plus, and like I say, this show is actually pretty damn good. Now, I am still not ready to say where I rank this with all the other MCU shows just quite yet, because we're only like a third of the way out of 9 episodes. So, I mean, it can go anywhere from here. But so far, I'm liking what I'm seeing. Kat Cairo is back for number 3 out of the 6 episodes that she is slated to direct for this series, along with writers Francesca and Jacqueline Gales. Now, the title of this episode is The People versus Emil Blonsky. We had a runtime of 35 minutes before you minus everything all out, and by the time you do that, we're left with about maybe 25 minutes or so of story time. Now, they kind of filled in a lot of that in this one, because we pick up right where we left off last week. We see Jennifer Walters like trying to get Emil Blonsky, aka the Abomination, out of prison. Now they're trying to get him on parole and stuff like that. Now this was actually pretty fun to watch, like them going through all these like little court hearings and him trying to get himself out. Now, I have to say that I thought last week that the 7 love interests that he said he had, I thought, and everybody else thought that he was talking about the Thunderbolts, but apparently, no, he was actually talking about 7 women. They had 7 women come in at the hearings and stuff like that to see him there, and they're all kind of in their midsummer like garb and stuff like that, which I thought that was kind of weird. However, I mean, but it was 7 women. Now, that still could be a little bit of a misdirect, right? I mean, they could still be throwing that in there just to kind of keep us guessing, right? And at the same time that this has happened, we see that that Dennis guy from her DA's office that she was working with needs a little bit of help from the Superhuman Law Division. Now, apparently, he was like dating this light elf that was impersonating Megan Thee Stallion. Now, I'll be honest with you, I don't know who that person is. Even when they had her on screen, I think they might have played one of her songs at the credits or something like that. I still don't know who the hell that is. I don't know. And from what I've read on her her discography and all that other stuff, she's not really something I would normally listen to. Not saying it's crap. I'm just saying it's not my kind of music, right? However, and IMDb also has her listed as an actress. Now, there might have been a couple other credits on there that I didn't see. That might have been like a movie or TV show or something like that, but most of her credits as an actress were for music videos. Now, I'm not saying that that's not real acting. I'm just saying how much acting is there? Is it, right? I mean, it's a music video. I mean, got music in it. So, however, there was a lot of them, right? So I guess it's something. I mean, she was okay in this, I guess. I mean, she played herself. Good for you. You know, I mean, I'm just saying. It was kind of cool. And like the credit scene that we got in this episode, and it was her and She-Hulk like twerking in the office. I don't know. Again, it just ties into this show. It was funny, I guess. I mean, I'm not like all excited about it as much as half the people online or seem to be here that I've been seeing today, so maybe that's just me. But I thought both court cases that they had going on through this episode were both pretty funny. I mean, they brought more of the comedy in this episode than they did prior to it. They're pretty much showing what this show's all about. This is Ally McBeal, but with an MCU twist. I mean, I'd never watched Ally McBeal, I guess. I mean, I did like this episode quite a bit. I mean, I thought there was quite a bit in it. I mean, I did like the court case with the light elf and Dennis and him like on the hook for like almost $200,000. Like, holy smokes, man.
Sorry, you thought you were dating Megan Thee Stallion? Multiple Grammy Award winner megastar Megan Thee Stallion.
All those shenanigans inside the court case, I thought that was pretty damn funny. And of course, the parole hearing for the Abomination, I thought that was pretty damn neat. And how Wong kind of had to get involved because he was pretty much who broke him out of prison for that underground fight club thing that he did in Shang-Chi, right? So I thought that was pretty damn cool. And when he pretty much like he told the parole board what he did and everything else, and the guy's like,
you realize that you've just admitted to facilitating a prisoner escape, which is a crime.
I must depart.
and he takes off. I thought that was pretty damn funny. I mean, how are you going to catch him, right? And then like he had the LinkedIn profile and stuff like that on the phone there. I thought that was pretty damn neat that he worked at Target. That's kind of funny. And then there was this scene towards the end of the episode of her being jumped by a bunch of hooligans. Come to find out they're a group called the Wrecking Crew from the comics. Now, I don't know anything about them except for what I saw on the breakdown videos and what have you. But I guess now the interesting part about this whole thing is like they were actually trying to get a blood sample from her and they weren't successful on doing that. Now, when they went back to her van after getting their butts kicked,
Damn it. Boss is gonna be mad.
now everybody's speculating on who the boss can be. Some people saying it could be the Kingpin because we do know that Daredevil is going to make an appearance in this show. So maybe that's how they kind of have that come in. maybe. Somebody said something, maybe Baron von Zemo, which I don't really think, I can't see him doing that. I think maybe the power broker is not out of bounds here as far as like being tied in with all this. Maybe, just maybe, I'm just throwing that out there. I mean, it could be almost anybody, right? I mean, it's really hard to say, but the fact that they were trying to get her blood, I mean, that was something. Are they going to try it again? But with only 25 minutes worth of story time, and you have 2 court cases, and at the end of the episode, you got a little bit of scuffle going on with like a mysterious plot being thrown in there. By the time you know it, this thing's over and done with. Now, I did like this episode, but man, like the runtime is just, it's such a bummer. Even though I kind of expected it to be roughly around 30 minutes or so. And along with the credit scene, it's close to 30 minutes. Maybe. I mean, just maybe, because like the credit scenes aren't really, they're not that long. They're like maybe a minute and a half at the most that they've been. I mean, they kind of feed into the story, but yet they don't. I mean, maybe we'll see Megan Thee Stallion again because she's signed on to be her Larry Suin, Elf being impersonator and stuff like that. So maybe we'll see her again. Now, I want to know how they're going to actually keep the Abomination from actually transforming into the Abomination. Are they going to put that little device thing that Bruce had on at the beginning of this series?
I made this little device which keeps me in human form.
Right? I mean, how are they going to actually keep him from doing it? Even though he seems like he's got able to do it on command. And they were pointing out, and I can't remember which breakdown video it was, where he actually had control over himself while he was in the Abomination form. Where but they were saying maybe he spent all that time doing meditations and whatnot while he was in prison, so he was able to achieve the same thing that Bruce is got with Smart Hulk, right? Except he doesn't have to stay in that form. He can go back and forth at will. I don't know. I mean, I thought that was kind of interesting, but now he's getting out because she won. Like at the end of the day, both court cases that they had, they won. I mean, Dennis got his money, but I think he opted out of not getting it. I have to watch this episode again. And of course, that she did get the Abomination out on parole. So how is that going to all pan out, right? Now, I think we're almost to the point that we have seen all the footage that we've seen in the TV spots, the trailers and everything that they were bombarding the internet with before this thing dropped. I think we've seen almost all the footage that we've seen in those so far. There's like a couple things that I haven't quite seen yet, and I think we'll probably see those next week, right? And a lot of some of the online critics got like to see the first 4 episodes, so maybe that's why they did that. You know what I'm saying? I mean, maybe just wild speculation that I'm just shooting off the top of my head, but I guess we'll just have to wait and see. So did you watch the 3rd episode of She-Hulk? Let me know in the comments down below. What'd you think about this episode? Let me know in the comments down below. And what do you think about this series as a whole as of right now? 3 episodes in. Let me know in the comments down below. And where does it rank with you with the other MCU shows we've gotten so far? Let me know in the comments down below. I mean, I like this show. I wish the runtime was a little bit longer, but it is what it is, right? So let me think in the comments down below.